Hello everyone, as you can see we are taking the collar and then we are taking the stencil and then adding these multiple dots to it. Slowly begin to stitch it according to the dots that you've created and then afterwards thread through. Begin to stitch it over backwards as well, push it through and then slowly begin to make the circular shape out of it. Go in multiple layers from side to side. You may do this in alternate sections and then skip one as you go by. This will make it more convenient to go along with this. Now once you're done with it, it'll look like a little flower. Make sure that you go till the end of the thread so that it does not look awkward where the stitching begins as such. And then once you're done with it, tie a knot at the end of it. Once again, make sure that you go all of the layers and make sure that it is tightly put. Now take a green thread and then slowly begin to stitch the stem of it and the leaves on either end of it as well. Make this loop stitch to it. Next, take the top part of any sweater and then join it together as such, thread a needle and then afterwards slowly begin to stitch it through. Join each of them and then make 3 of these lumps together and then afterwards slowly begin to stitch it in layers. As you can see, we are slowly looping either side of it alternatively around the needle. We are using the thread in order to do so. We are going from right to left and repeatedly doing so until we reach almost the top or at the middle layer of the needle. Add a pearl to it around the middle layer and then continue to do it on top of the pearl as well. As you can see, we are making multiple more times. Continue to do this and then finally once you're done with this, pull the needle through and then afterwards adjust this thread portion that you've just created in the middle of the front of your sweater as such. Tie a knot to it and adjust it in place. Next, as you can see, we have this tear. Draw on this little dewdrop-like shape around the tear. Now thread the needle and then starting from the top, begin to stitch it over as such. Now make this downward facing V-stitch to begin with and then continue to add multiple layers to it as such. As you progress with this, you will see that this is slowly closing in. It is closing in and then it is constantly making sure that there is no more tear left. Now it is also looking like a leaf. Once you reach the bottom of it, you may add the stem of the leaf and then tie a knot once you're done with it. Now take this cloth chalk, make this line at the base of the jeans, lift it up, thread a needle and then slowly begin to sew through these pair of jeans. Now as you can see, we are making a running stitch to it. Take as much as you can in one round and then continue to do the same. Now after this, an entire circle out of it or the portion that you have lifted up. As you can see, we are repeating this throughout the circle and then bring it onto the other side and once you're done with it, now reverse the side and then afterwards bring it back out and then put the thread through the reverse side. Now slowly begin to stitch this loop stitch into this side as well. Continue to do so. In order to do so, put the needle through the loop that you have created and then afterwards wrap the thread around it and then pull through. And now undo all of it as such. However, instead of undoing it, lift it up and then pull it through. Now it'll look like there were no stitches. Next, if there is a tear as such, then you may stuff the cotton in and all of the material that needs to be put in and then slowly begin to stitch horizontal stitches around the line of the tear as such. After you're done with one side, then slowly make a diagonal stitch to move on to the other side and make them horizontally on the other side as well. After this, pull the thread through and then slowly begin to go backwards with this thread. Now, as you're going backwards, you can see that we are putting the needle in backwards in order to do so. Now, it is making this design stitching. Continue to do so until you reach the bottom and then once you reach the bottom, you may tie a knot at it underneath it all. This will be the final look of it. Thank you for watching.